Boy possessed on vacation in Thailand. Walks miraculously after suffering a stroke. Harry is a lively, well-behaved 10-year-old boy. On May 27, 2014, Harry and his family went on a 5-day holiday to Bangkok, Thailand. When they arrived at the hotel in Bangkok, Harry's mother sensed an eerie atmosphere in the room. The mirror placed outside the bathroom immediately creeped her out. Deep down in her heart, something felt wrong. Harry decided to take a shower, and after a long while, he was finally finished. In the evening, the family went out for dinner and returned to the hotel after 10. By the time it was midnight, Harry and his sister and father were already asleep, but his mother continued to toss and turn. It wasn't long before she heard a small child running around and playing near the end of her bed. But when she looked, she saw no one. Frightened, she turned her body over, only to find that Harry was no longer with her. She got up and saw that Harry had gone to sleep in the corner of the room, but she was so tired, she went back to sleep without taking Harry back to bed. In less than a minute, Harry came up to her from the corner and told her that he wanted his pillow. The moment Harry grabbed the pillow, his hand froze. She immediately reached out and grabbed Harry's hand. Harry then cried out.
I can't move my legs either.
Quickly carrying Harry to bed, she massaged his hands and legs, but he started shouting again.
My head hurts! My head hurts!
He yelled. After that, he started vomiting, and his parents immediately rushed him to the hospital. In the taxi on the way to the hospital, Harry pleaded with his mother.
Mom! Save me! Save me!
Shortly after, Harry said something strange and bizarre.
I have arrived.
Then, he started vomiting again on the taxi. Arriving at the hospital, Harry held his mother's hands tightly and shouted again.
Mom! Save me! Save me!
She thought Harry was afraid to enter the hospital, so she reassured him.
Don't worry, Mommy will save you.
Soon after, the medical staff told Harry's parents that Harry had a stroke and that he was in critical condition. If they don't operate on him immediately, he might have another, more serious stroke. So, Harry's parents agreed to let the doctors operate on his brain immediately. At that time, Harry was already speaking nonsense and spouting gibberish from his mouth. They couldn't understand what he was saying. After the brain surgery, the family went to rest. Suddenly, a voice awoke Harry's mother, saying,
Get up! Quickly! Get up!
It was Harry's Christian aunt, but she was not in Thailand at the time. After being awakened by the voice, Harry's mother went to the emergency room to see him. Harry was awake too, and the doctor was examining him. When she went to Harry's side, he was staring blankly. Then, with a fierce gaze, he said,
Mom, it's a ghost.
This shocked her, so she asked him,
Where's the ghost?
On top of your head.
He replied. She was very surprised, as Harry had always avoided saying the word ghost. Whenever someone told Harry a ghost story, he would become afraid and would refuse to listen. But now, Harry's expression made him seem like a different person, and with this word choice, his mother began to suspect that this was no ordinary health issue. Later, when his father walked in, Harry stared at him viciously and shouted,
I'll beat you up! Come and fight me!
His parents were horrified, as Harry would never talk to them like that, let alone use words such as fight. Then, the doctor told them,
I'm sorry, but your child is very unstable and paralyzed from the waist down. Also, since he's been screaming so much, we need to have him hospitalized and observe him for 10 days.
The doctor was worried about Harry's condition, but there was nothing he could do. The doctor mentioned that strangely, Harry was able to greet the nurses who came to examine him in Thai. However, no one had ever taught Harry any Thai, nor has he learned it himself. But Harry spoke Thai fluently at that time. Even the English he spoke had a Thai accent to it. When his parents found out, they were shocked and couldn't believe what had happened. After 10 days of observation in the hospital in Thailand, Harry's parents realized that he hadn't gotten any better. So, they decided to send Harry back on a private plane to a local hospital for treatment. Their friends and relatives who heard about this sought for help from all sorts of idols and gave many similar suggestions, but none of them had worked. Later, Harry's sister prayed the sinner's prayer with her Christian aunt. Her aunt said to her,
Only God can help Harry now. I will also ask the members of my church to intercede for him.
Then, a miracle happened. Harry's aunt shared what happened to Harry during his family's trip to Thailand on Lord's Day and prayed for him. That very day, Harry's necklace suddenly broke and the Thai amulet fell off from him. When Harry's mother saw this, she tried to put it back on him, but it fell off again soon after. Thinking that it might be God's will, she decided not to put the amulet back on Harry. The amulet was actually given to Harry by a taxi driver during their first few days in Thailand. The taxi driver told him,
This amulet was given to me by an old Thai monk. It's been on me for more than a decade. Now, I want you to have it, kid.
2 days later, Harry's aunt and the church elders came to the hospital to visit and pray for him. Soon after, Harry cursed and shouted at his aunt, shocking his family as he was not acting his usual self. Harry's mother asked him to pray the sinner's prayer with her, but Harry stopped praying after a few sentences and refused to continue. Seeing that she couldn't persuade Harry to pray, she had no choice but to say the sinner's prayer for Harry. As a result, Harry tossed and turned that night, vomiting a great deal. However, after vomiting, Harry was able to fall asleep, and the whole family slept soundly that night. After saying the sinner's prayer, Harry gradually began to recover. His mother felt the mighty help of God, and her faith was strengthened. In the next few days, his mother and a few church members continued to pray for Harry fervently. As a result, Harry's health improved greatly, and he became clear-headed and full of life. When Harry snapped out of his spell, he found out that he was paralyzed from the waist down. Harry was saddened by the fact that he could not walk, so his mother tried her best to encourage him.
Don't worry, your legs will be fine afterward. By the way, the doctor said you'll be discharged tomorrow.
Surprised, Harry replied.
What? Didn't I just enter the hospital yesterday?
Harry didn't know that he had been in the hospital for 18 days. Although Harry was awake all that time, he was possessed by an evil spirit and had no control over himself. He wasn't conscious, nor did he have any memory of those 18 days. Harry's mother then recounted the events that happened to him during that period. Then, the doctor told Harry's parents that they had to take him to the central hospital for a more thorough examination, and that electrotherapy would be required if necessary. Harry's aunt then prayed for him, and she also asked the church members to intercede for him so that he would be discharged from the hospital as soon as possible. The very next day after everyone prayed, the doctor at the central hospital read Harry's examination report and decided that he could be discharged. He only needed to come back in 4 months for a follow-up examination. On the Sunday after being discharged, Harry's parents pushed him, who was unable to walk, in a wheelchair to church to be baptized before Sunday service. Harry was so joyful when he arrived at the church that he just wanted to stay there and never leave. His mother was sharing her testimony on the mighty help of God when suddenly Harry, who was in the wheelchair, moved his legs. Then, he stood up in front of the congregation and walked several steps. All the brothers and sisters present witnessed this miracle, and they all couldn't help but shout for joy and praise and glorify God. Harry initially could not move his legs nor walk, but God miraculously healed him. Now, not only could Harry walk normally, he could also participate in various sports competitions and activities organized by the church. His parents and sister were subsequently baptized into the Lord. Praise the Lord for his healing, and to God be all the glory. If you are watching this for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to us and press the tiny notification bell so you won't miss our latest videos. If you have benefited from this video, please comment below so that your encouragements may bless others.